Have you ever walked into a room, paused, and then realized you had absolutely no idea why you went in there in the first place?
Oh, definitely. Happens to the best of us.
Or perhaps you've been introduced to someone only to have their name just, like, vanish from your mind mere seconds later.
Uh-huh. The disappearing name trick. Classic.
Or maybe you're in the middle of a crucial presentation, and that one vital fact you studied diligently just won't come to you.
Yeah. That sinking feeling.
If any of that sounds painfully familiar, well, you are in excellent company. That frustrating, often embarrassing experience of memory lapse is, it seems, a universal human glitch.
A momentary hiccup, yeah. In what's actually an incredible cognitive system.
But what if I told you that your memory, this intricate, powerful, and utterly foundational system for who you are, isn't just a fixed trait you're born with? What if it's something dynamic, something you can actively train, hone, and even elevate to truly peak performance?
That's really exciting prospect.
That's precisely what we're diving into today. Unlocking your memory's full, astonishing potential. And this isn't about some elusive natural talent reserved for a select few.
Right. It's not magic.
No, it's about understanding the amazing machinery of your brain and then applying specific, powerful techniques to make it work for you, day in and day out.
And this topic, this idea of a trainable, adaptable memory is becoming more crucial with each passing day, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Why do you think that is?
Well, in our incredibly fast-paced, information-dense world, mental agility and performance are quickly becoming the bedrock not only of personal fulfillment and well-being, but also of professional success.
That makes sense.
Think about it. A strong, agile memory isn't just about recalling facts. It directly boosts your confidence.
Huge factor, confidence.
Exactly. Giving you a clear edge in problem solving, dramatically enhancing your creativity as you connect disparate ideas, and significantly improving your daily efficiency. Imagine having key facts at your fingertips during a meeting.
Yeah, instead of scrambling.
Right. Or recalling names with ease at a networking event, or mastering new skills and information more quickly than you ever thought possible. All of this contributes to a higher quality of life, a reduction in the stress that often accompanies feeling overwhelmed by information.
Definitely felt that stress.
Oh, yeah. And it actively keeps your mind sharp and engaged as you age. An agile mind truly is the foundation of overall mental performance and, ultimately, a richer life.
That's a powerful point, and one I think many of us intuitively feel. So let's lay out what people can expect. By the end of this deep dive, you're going to gain a foundational understanding of exactly how your memory functions.
The nuts and bolts.
Right, moving beyond just the what to the surprising how behind its incredible abilities. You'll also walk away with practical, easy-to-follow techniques designed to sharpen your concentration,
Crucial.
help you organize your thoughts more effectively, enhance your retention of new information, and give you that lightning-fast recall we all crave. We'll delve into strategies for applying these skills across work, study, and even the seemingly mundane aspects of daily life.
Like remembering a shopping list.
Exactly. Or absolutely acing a presentation. And perhaps most importantly, you'll gain invaluable insights into how you can maintain this mental agility,
The long game.
keeping your memory active and alert, not just for tomorrow, but well into your later years.
Fantastic. Where do we start?
So with that exciting prospect in mind, let's start with the fundamental question. What is memory? It sounds simple, but it's far more than just a simple database of facts.
How much more?
Your memory, in a very real sense, defines you as an individual. It's that unique collection of every experience, every piece of knowledge, every emotion, and every skill you've ever acquired that shapes your identity, colors your outlook on life, and fundamentally influences how you respond to every new experience.
Right. When you encounter something new, a new person, a new challenge, a new piece of information, your reaction isn't just happening in a vacuum.
No, it's not.
It's deeply informed by your brain's unconscious search for previous experiences of something similar, all stored in your memory. It's what makes you uniquely you.
And this is key, isn't it? Memory is anything but a static database that just stores things in neat files.
Absolutely not. It's an incredibly dynamic, active process. Your brain is constantly processing new information, not just recording it, but contextualizing it within the vast, intricate web of what you already know.
Which explains something interesting.
What's that?
This is precisely why, if two people recall the exact same event, their memories are likely to differ. sometimes quite widely.
Exactly. It's not about one person being right and the other wrong. It's about each individual brain uniquely reconstructing that information.
Reconstructing, I like that word.
Yes, based on its own existing memories, its own emotional state at the time, and its own unique context. One person might vividly recall the dialogue, for instance, while another might remember the visual details of the setting. And both reconstructions are valid yet distinct snapshots of a shared reality.
It's truly fascinating how early this unique dynamic memory formation begins, even before we're conscious of it.
Oh, incredibly early.
I was really struck by a fact in the sources about how early memory forms. Did you know that babies recognize voices they heard while they were still in the womb?
Yes. It's amazing, isn't it? And there's even evidence they recognized music played repeatedly before birth.
How does that work? What does it tell us about memory's fundamental nature?
Well, it tells us that memory isn't something that just suddenly switches on when we're born or when we learn to talk.
Right, it's not like flipping a switch.
No, it's a continuous process that's active from the earliest stages of development. Those prenatal experiences lay down initial foundational neural pathways.
Wow.
And it continues through childhood. As toddlers, children develop language skills not just through conscious repetition, but also, surprisingly, by subconsciously applying rules they've picked up from their environment.
Okay, like grammar rules.
Exactly. That's why a child might say braked instead of broken. They're instinctively applying a rule they've learned about past tense verbs.
Ah, the Ed rule.
Right, even if it's not always grammatically correct in every instance, it's their brain subconsciously creating and applying patterns based on their unique experience, showing that memory is always seeking structure and connection.
That's a perfect illustration of how dynamic and active memory is, even at the earliest stages. Now, when it comes to common concerns, we often hear people talk about memory failure.
The scary moments.
And there are certainly moments where our memory seems to let us down. Often these are temporary lapses linked directly to factors like stress or tiredness.
Absolutely. When you're stressed or fatigued, your concentration takes a hit.
Definitely.
And without proper concentration, information struggles to convert into a stable, easily retrievable memory.
So it's not that the memory is gone.
Not necessarily. It's that it was never properly encoded, or perhaps the retrieval path is just temporarily blocked by the stress or fatigue.
Okay. And then there's the more serious concern, amnesia.
Right. While less common than a temporary lapse, amnesia involves partial or complete memory failure on a long-term basis. It can be caused by psychological trauma or by physical damage.
But a head injury.
Exactly. A blow to the head, a tumor, a stroke, or even swelling of the brain. The manifestations of amnesia can vary widely. Some individuals might struggle to remember ongoing events. Others might forget events prior to an incident or even from their childhood.
Is there hope in those cases?
The good news is that typically memory in these cases slowly or suddenly returns, often as the brain heals or finds new neural pathways around damaged areas.
That plasticity of the brain.
Precisely. While the direct memory of the trauma itself might remain incomplete, the brain's incredible plasticity often allows for a significant return of function.
Okay, that's reassuring. Now, one of the most persistent misconceptions we encounter about memory is that it inevitably deteriorates with age.
Oh, that's a big one.
I think many of us intuitively feel our memory slowing down as we get older. But you're saying that's actually a myth.
That's right. It's a profound myth, largely. Scientific evidence shows that memory performance does not inherently deteriorate with age in a healthy brain.
Really? So what's the evidence?
Consider this. The blood flow to and oxygen consumption in the brain, two absolutely critical factors determining its performance, are exactly the same in a healthy 70-year-old as they are in a healthy 20-year-old.
Wow, okay.
Their memories perform equally well in terms of retention and recall.
So what is changing then, if it feels different?
The only significant difference observed is the speed of learning new information.
Ah.
Older individuals may take a little longer to absorb completely novel information than younger individuals. However, once that information is absorbed, their retention and recall capabilities remain just as strong.
So for you, our listener, this means staying mentally active is absolutely key.
Absolutely critical. Even in old age, you are capable of performing astonishing mental feats. Think about it. A 70-year-old person still retains approximately 97% of the brain cells they had at 25.
97%.
That's incredible.
It's a phenomenal capacity to work with, a massive network ready to be leveraged.
That's incredibly empowering. It truly blows away the old notion that once you hit a certain age, it's all downhill for your brain.
It really does. Use it or lose it applies, but the capacity's there.
And speaking of brain power, let's talk about the fascinating connection between memory and IQ. Many people believe that IQ is a fixed measure, something you're born with.
Another common belief.
But actually, improving your memory skills can increase your IQ.
Yes, there's a strong correlation there.
So the profound takeaway here is that your intelligence quotient isn't just a static number you're born with. By training your memory, you're not just getting better at recalling facts.
No, it's deeper than that. You're fundamentally enhancing the cognitive processes that IQ tests measure, effectively raising your own measurable intelligence. That's a game changer.
It truly highlights how interconnected our cognitive abilities are. IQ tests often measure areas that are highly developed through memory training techniques.
Like what specifically?
For example, the power of association is a core principle of memory training, and it's heavily tested in IQ assessments. Spatial awareness, which is our ability to look at things three-dimensionally, is enhanced by the very image creation techniques we'll discuss later. Think about restoring a scrambled Rubik's Cube to its original configuration. That's a spatial awareness skill that can be improved.
Right.
And the recall of numbers, a common component of IQ tests, is easily improved with memory techniques.
And environment plays a role too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that education and environment certainly affect IQ scores. Furthermore, practicing IQ tests doesn't just familiarize you, it helps your brain develop an experience bank.
An experience bank.
Yeah, a stored collection of problem-solving strategies and pattern recognition shortcuts specific to those test types. Your brain learns the game, making it faster and more efficient at scoring well.
Interesting. So, to understand how we can leverage these connections and train our memory, we need to delve a bit into how memory works at a neurological level.
Okay, let's get into the biology.
Our brain is an incredibly complex human faculty, much of it still not fully understood. What we do know is that the strength of the connections between the brain's cells, or neurons, is absolutely crucial to memory performance.
That's the core of it. Your brain, weighing roughly 3 pounds with a texture often compared to a hard-boiled egg, is a massive network of billions of tiny cells called neurons, constantly sending signals to each other across microscopic gaps called synapses.
Billions.
Billions. Think of them as individual messengers always communicating. And here's the powerful part. Every time you learn or recall something, you're strengthening those crucial communication points, making the pathway clearer and faster.
So learning physically changes the brain.
Precisely. The brain's functionality is divided. The cerebellum, at the lower back, primarily controls movement. The midbrain acts as a sensory relay station and regulates essential body systems.
Right.
But for our discussion on memory, the higher region, the cerebrum, is where complex functions, including memory, primarily reside.
The wrinkly bit on top.
Exactly. The cerebral cortex, that ridged and folded outer layer of the cerebrum, boasts the largest concentration of these essential neurons.
And the connections are immense.
The sheer number of these connections is mind-boggling. Some scientists even claim it's greater than the number of atoms in the entire universe.
Wow, that's hard to even comprehend.
It really puts into perspective the phenomenal potential within your skull and how much capacity we truly have to work with.
And it's this electrochemical system passing signals around the brain at incredible speed that allows us to create what are called memory traces.
Yes, memory traces.
Each memory has a unique pattern, a trace, which is formed from specific connections between neurons. The strength of this trace directly determines the strength and vividness of the memory.
That makes intuitive sense.
The real insight here is that memory isn't just about remembering information, it's about actively sculpting the very pathways in your brain, making recall less of an effort and more of an automatic, well-worn reflex. Memory training creates more connections, thereby strengthening the memory trace and making recall easier.
So you're literally building a better memory network.
Exactly. Now let's talk about types of memory, starting with sensory memory. This is the initial, ultra-short-term storage of information received from our senses: a smell, a sound, a sight, a touch, or a taste.
The very first filter.
Right. Each piece of information is stored for a maximum of 1/10 of a second, just long enough for the brain to register a continuous sensation if pieces arrive in quick succession.
Fleeting.
Very. Sensory information is constantly filtered, and it's only converted to a lasting memory if it's deemed particularly significant.
Like important events?
Exactly. Think about momentous events. Many people vividly remember exactly where they were when they heard the news of John F. Kennedy's assassination or the attack on the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001.
Those flashbulb memories.
Yes, or even just a single powerful smell, like a particular perfume, can instantly trigger vivid memories from decades ago.
Smell is powerfully linked to memory, isn't it?
Incredibly so.
And this rapid, often unconscious processing of sensory information might even offer a clue into the fascinating phenomenon of déjà vu.
Ah, déjà vu, that weird feeling.
The term, meaning already seen in French, describes that overwhelming sense of familiarity with a situation you've never, to your knowledge, experienced before. As many as 70% of people report having experienced it.
Yeah, many. Wow, what's the theory?
One theory attributes déjà vu to a possible mismatching of brain signals, which causes the brain to mistakenly interpret the present as the past. It's as if a new sensory input accidentally triggers a recognition circuit that makes it feel like a recall.
Like a slight glitch in the processing.
Kind of, yeah. Then, moving beyond that fleeting sensory input, we have short-term memory, also known as working memory.
Okay, what's that?
This is your brain's temporary notepad, holding information for a brief window, typically between 10 and 20 seconds, and usually retaining no more than about 7 pieces of information at once.
7 pieces. The famous rule.
That's the one, roughly. When you're reading a sentence, your short-term memory stores the beginning of the sentence while you read the rest, allowing you to comprehend the whole thought. It's an active space where current information is held and manipulated, a kind of mental scratch pad.
So how do we get information from that fleeting short-term memory into long-term memory? How does it stick?
Well, how well you recall things later really depends on the strength of the trace created in your brain during that initial learning.
Back to the memory trace.
Exactly. If something lodged in short-term memory is incredibly powerful, like the birth of a child, or a significant personal loss, it can instantly become an unforgettable long-term memory. It's an automatic emotional encoding.
Right, you don't need to try to remember those.
No, but for the vast majority of information, the everyday facts and figures, you can actively train your brain to encode it so it creates a strong, lasting trace, making it easily and quickly recallable at any time.
What are the keys?
Repetition is key, as is actively associating new information with other memories that are already securely stored in your brain, linking it to what you already know.
Okay, and within long-term memory itself, are there different types?
Primarily, we distinguish between 2 types. There's implicit memory, which is concerned with learning new skills, like riding a bike or swimming.
Muscle memory, kind of.
Essentially, yes. Once these skills are learned, they are rarely forgotten. They become almost automatic. Then there's explicit memory, which is focused on recollecting data and facts you've learned throughout your life.
Names, dates, information.
Exactly. This latter type, explicit memory, is the one that memory training techniques primarily focus on improving. What's fascinating here is how the brain naturally operates, and how we can leverage these innate processes, from creating vivid images to making powerful associations, to strengthen those explicit memories and make them far more accessible.
That understanding of memory's inner workings is fascinating, but let's pivot slightly. What's the compelling why behind putting in the effort to improve it? Why does it matter so much?
That's exactly the right question to ask. Think of memory training as a journey with clear objectives. The core principle here is straightforward. Your memory can be trained, just like any other human faculty.
Like learning an instrument.
Precisely. You wouldn't expect to play a musical instrument or speak a new language perfectly without dedicated training and practice, would you? Memory is no different. The techniques we're talking about simply develop your brain's natural, incredible abilities, enhancing what's already there.
And the benefits go beyond just remembering stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. One of the most significant immediate impacts you'll experience is a massive boost in personal confidence.
Confidence, that comes up again.
It's a self-generating cycle. A lack of confidence in your memory actually paralyzes it, blocking information inside. But with training, you build confidence in your ability to recall information quickly and accurately.
So it feeds itself.
Exactly. The more you use your memory correctly, the better it performs. And the better it performs, the more confident you become, leading you to use it even more. It's a positive feedback loop that cascades into other areas of your life.
Like social situations.
For instance, yes. A direct and delightful benefit of this confidence cycle is vastly improved social skills. Imagine walking into a networking event, not dreading forgetting names,
Hot anxiety.
but genuinely looking forward to connecting because you know you'll recall details with ease. That's a fundamental shift in how you experience social interaction and how others perceive you.
Absolutely. It's not just about you. It's about your interactions and your place in the world.
Yeah.
And the tangible benefits extend profoundly into your professional setting.
Definitely. Improving your memory directly increases your efficiency at work. Well, you'll spend far less time looking up facts you should already know or frantically checking appointments.
Right. Saves time.
Having complete and accurate information right at your fingertips allows for faster and more accurate problem-solving and decision-making under pressure.
Crucial in many jobs.
And remembering the names of colleagues, clients, and customers builds immense rapport, leading to better working relationships and stronger customer loyalty.
There's a real-world example of this, isn't there?
Yes, consider this. We heard a story about an employee who was struggling to master a new computer program. Her manager told her she was letting the team down.
Ouch.
But instead of giving up, she practiced memory skills, truly mastered the program, and even improved her personal skills in the process. Her manager quickly noticed the overall improvement in her efficiency and confidence.
And the outcome.
She was promoted to team leader. Conversely, had she failed to master that new skill, she might have been moved off the team entirely. This truly underscores the direct link between a strong memory and your career trajectory.
That's a powerful illustration. And the professional benefits extend directly to academic success as well.
Absolutely. Memory training won't necessarily help you understand entirely new, complex information better right away.
Okay, important distinction.
But it will dramatically improve your ability to store it and recall it correctly, which is absolutely vital for exams and in-depth learning. This makes studying far less tedious and painful.
Anything to make studying less painful.
Right. Transforming it into an activity you might actually enjoy or at least find much more manageable and rewarding. The ultimate reward, of course, is better results and a deeper satisfaction with your learning process.
And to help you get started on this journey, there are tools to assess your current memory performance and attitude.
Yes, self-assessment exercises exist. These can help you identify your particular strengths and weaknesses, giving you a clear roadmap for where to target your improvement efforts most effectively.
So it's about knowing where you stand.
Exactly, so you can effectively plan where you want to go.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? It means the potential is already within you.
Well, it means that your memory doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's an integral, interconnected part of your entire brain and body.
The holistic approach.
Precisely. Therefore, to truly maximize its potential, you absolutely must adopt a holistic approach. We often have a laissez-faire attitude towards our memory, expecting it to work flawlessly under all conditions.
Like it's a machine.
Exactly, almost like an isolated computer chip. But in reality, this leads to inconsistent performance. Like any other part of your body, your memory needs conscious, consistent nurturing on a long-term basis if it's to perform at its full, incredible potential.
So where do we start with that nurturing?
Laying these foundational health habits is the very first step in unlocking its power.
And a critical part of that foundation is your diet. The power of food as a booster for good memory performance cannot be underestimated.
Absolutely. It's vital to maintain healthy levels of neurotransmitters, those crucial chemicals that pass information between nerve cells, essentially powering your brain's communication.
Okay, neurotransmitters, what helps them?
Because the brain is particularly susceptible to oxidation, think of it like rust on metal, but for your brain cells.
Ooh, not a nice image.
No. Foods rich in antioxidants are incredibly important. These are like tiny shields protecting your brain.
So what foods are we talking about?
Think about consuming plenty of vitamin C from citrus fruits, vitamin E from nuts and seeds, and carotenoids from colorful vegetables like carrots and spinach.
The eat the rainbow advice.
Pretty much. But the brain boosters don't stop there. Fatty acids, especially omega-3s found in oily fish like salmon and mackerel, are vital for brain structure and function. They're literally building blocks for healthy brain cells.
Omega-3s, got it.
And B vitamins found in poultry, fish, and leafy green vegetables play a significant role in energy production within the brain cells themselves.
So lots of dietary tools.
Yeah.
Any practical tips?
Eat as much fresh food as you can and cook it as minimally as possible to preserve those vital nutrients. There's also some research suggesting the herbal extract ginkgo biloba, taken as a supplement, may improve blood flow to the brain,
Ginkgo.
further enhancing its performance. But diet is just one piece.
Okay, what else? Beyond diet, managing stress is paramount.
Stress, the big one. It's fascinating how stress can impact this intricate system.
How does it affect memory specifically?
While training your memory will certainly improve your efficiency and capability, it's still important not to overwhelm yourself. Stress actively impairs memory on a cognitive level by releasing hormones like cortisol,
Cortisol, right?
which can damage brain cells in the hippocampus, a key area for memory formation.
Wow. So, practical advice.
Avoid trying to juggle too many tasks at once, as overload fundamentally hinders memory performance. Learning time management techniques can help you maintain order in your life and feel more in control.
Okay.
And if you have a natural tendency to take on too much, learning to say no is a powerful memory supporting habit.
Saying no. That's hard for some people.
It is, but crucial. Actively use stress reduction techniques, whether it's simple relaxation exercises like deep breathing or more involved meditation, to alleviate pressure at home and work.
Taking time to unwind.
Exactly. Make sure you carve out a little me time every day to retreat and do something you genuinely enjoy. Prioritize dedicated, relaxed time with your family and friends, and importantly, take regular vacations. Your memory will simply not perform at its best if you're constantly stressed or have too much on your mind.
It's also interconnected, isn't it?
Hmm.
If diet and stress are crucial, what about the most obvious one? Our physical activity.
Absolutely. Your physical health plays an equally important role in your mental performance. Despite making up only about 3% of your total body weight, your brain consumes a remarkable 20% of your oxygen intake.
20%. For just 3% of weight.
Incredible, isn't it? So it stands to reason that improved blood flow, a direct result of cardiovascular training, provides essential oxygen and directly impacts your brain's performance.
So exercise literally fuels the brain. What kind?
The recommendation is moderate intensity exercise, meaning you should be slightly out of breath, but still able to hold a conversation for a minimum of 20 minutes, 3 times a week.
Okay, achievable. Any quick tips?
Practical tips to get started include jogging in place for a few minutes to give your brain a quick boost, doing stretching exercises to keep joints supple and motivate regular movement, and practicing breathing exercises for relaxation by concentrating on making each breath in and out deeper, longer, and slower.
Simple things can make a difference.
Definitely. All of these contribute to better brain function and a more receptive memory.
Another fascinating aspect of optimizing memory is being aware of your individual biorhythm.
Ah, yes, our internal clocks.
We all have a natural fluctuation in our system that leads to performance peaks and troughs throughout the day. This rhythm affects your memory.
When are most people sharpest?
Many people find their memory is at its best in the early morning and mid-evening. These energy levels are often linked to body temperature, with higher temperatures typically reflecting higher energy.
Interesting. Can you figure out your own peak times?
You can actually check your own biorhythm and identify your optimum memory times by making 3 hourly temperature checks throughout the day for a week and plotting the results on a chart.
A bit of self-experimentation.
Exactly. It's a way of truly listening to your body's natural clock.
And crucially, don't underestimate the power of sleep.
Sleep, yes. So important for everything.
Sleep is vital for good health in general, and a lack of it directly contributes to mental confusion and sluggishness. More specifically, sleep is believed to play a critical role in the consolidation of memory.
Consolidation, how does that work?
The same areas of the brain involved in learning new tasks during our waking hours continue to process that information while we're asleep.
Really? While we're asleep.
Yes, essentially replaying and reinforcing those neural pathways. So sleep literally allows our brains to store new information more effectively in long-term memory for future use, cementing what you've learned.
So it's not just rest, it's active processing.
Precisely. It logically follows that consistent, good quality sleep is absolutely fundamental for strong concentration and the ability to learn new tasks. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about optimizing your entire system, not just a single part of your brain in isolation. It's truly a holistic endeavor.
That holistic view is so important. Now let's transition to another key component of memory improvement. Cultivating the right mindset.
Ah, the mental game.
Your attitude to life fundamentally determines your quality of life. If you approach things with a negative outlook, you tend to view everything as an obstacle, always finding excuses to stay stuck.
Right, the self-fulfilling prophecy.
But if you cultivate a positive attitude, you'll view every challenge as something to be relished, and you'll enjoy the end result, whatever it may be. You'll encounter challenges as you practice memory-improving techniques.
Inevitably.
But a positive mental attitude ensures you don't fall at the first hurdle. So, Discard any misconceptions you might have that areas of memory that already perform well cannot be developed further, or that your bad memory is just an unchangeable fate.
Believing you can improve is half the battle.
Exactly. Believing you can improve allows you to feel positive about your memory and more likely to rely on it, thereby improving it further.
A vital part of this positive mindset involves embracing creative thinking. One key step to realizing your memory's potential is recognizing that our brains naturally work with images.
Images. We talked about flashbulb memories.
Yes, you have a virtually infinite capacity for creating images. You can imagine anything you want, even things you've never seen, as long as they are described in detail. By associating new information with a strong, vivid image of something you already know, you dramatically improve your memory's ability to learn, retain, and recall it.
And patterns. You mentioned patterns earlier.
Furthermore, yes, a fundamental principle of memory training is leveraging the brain's natural propensity to organize information in patterns. Our brains love patterns.
Look for them. Or create them.
Both. When presented with information, actively look for existing patterns. If order isn't paramount, reorganize the information yourself. For example, if you have a list, look for words beginning with the same letter, or see if items fit into categories.
Like stationery versus household items.
Exactly. Or even categorize by color. Breaking a large group of things into several smaller, organized ones makes it much easier for your brain to assimilate. As the saying goes, and it's a powerful one, minds are like parachutes. They work better when open.
I like that. That quote perfectly encapsulates the idea of thinking about thinking.
Metacognition, yes.
Most people go about their day thinking automatically, without much contemplation of how they're processing information. This often means individuals think in one particular way most of the time.
Creature of habit thinking.
Right. But your thinking patterns mold your thoughts, perceptions, attitudes, and ultimately your actions and behavior. When people talk about opening up the mind, they often mean thinking about something in a different way from usual.
Shifting perspective.
No single style of thinking is inherently better than another, but to maximize your memory potential, you need to learn to think in ways that mirror how your brain naturally functions.
And the techniques help with that.
The recommended memory training techniques are designed precisely with this principle in mind. And the good news is that all the thinking skills required can be easily learned.
Okay, so once you've embraced that positive, creative mindset, the next step is defining your goals. Setting goals is crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely. Why is it so important for memory training?
Setting clear, precise goals not only motivates you into action, it focuses your mind, maximizes your energy, and minimizes wasted time, preventing inconsistency of results. A well-known acronym for setting objectives is SMART.
SMART goals. Let's break that down.
Okay. Your goal must be specific. For instance, if you're studying German, a specific goal might be learning a total of 2,000 German words. This is much more precise than getting better at German.
Clear target.
It needs to be measurable. As you go along, group those words and test yourself often. This allows you to track your progress and see how far you've come.
Okay.
Ensure it's achievable. If you find it's too easy or too difficult, don't hesitate to alter your goal. There's no point in setting yourself up to fail before you even start.
Be realistic.
The goal must be relevant. Increasing your vocabulary, for example, will clearly improve your use of the language in daily conversation or travel. It serves a practical purpose.
Makes sense.
NT. And finally, it needs to be time-bound. Set a fixed period by which you will have learned your 2,000 words. This provides a clearer deadline and a sense of urgency.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, SMART. And once you have that SMART goal, you need to timetable it effectively.
Right, break it down.
Goals can be small or big, short-term or long-term. The trick is to break down those bigger goals into manageable mini-goals.
So the German example.
Using our German vocabulary example, if your overall goal is learning 2,000 German words in 5 months, you can easily break it down into 400 words a month.
Okay.
Then 100 words a week, which translates to about 14 words a day.
Much less daunting.
Exactly. Your daily target might then be to learn those 14 new words and review previous ones in an hour. This makes the goal relevant and achievable within a time-restricted framework.
And track your progress.
The final step is to keep a log of how you're achieving your goals and recalibrate if necessary. Writing your goals down, perhaps on a whiteboard or in your planner, and reviewing them daily helps push your brain subconsciously to make them a reality.
It's truly about moving from intention to action. Memory training techniques, no matter how potentially successful, are absolutely useless unless you put them into practice.
Right. You have to actually do it.
An action plan is a dedicated way to help you get the most out of the training. It will stop you from procrastinating because you can see clearly the specific actions you need to take, making you far more likely to do them.
And self-belief. How important is that?
Maintaining self-belief is crucial. Your confidence in your memory comes from practice and consistent application of these techniques, and also from knowing that these methods are extremely well-founded.
They're proven.
Yes, they are used by millions of people worldwide in their day-to-day lives. There's no mystique to the process. Memory record holders and world champions use exactly the same techniques you'll be learning.
Wow. So any do's and don'ts for getting started?
Do be adventurous and try adapting the techniques for yourself. Anything can be memorized. Do make notes on how you approach each memorizing task so you can learn from your experience later. And do share your experiences with others. It encourages them and helps you consolidate your learning by articulating it.
Good tips. What to avoid?
Conversely, avoid trying to do too much at once. Pick one specific task to focus on initially. Avoid using the techniques at inappropriate times. Practice them at home before applying them to high-stakes situations at work.
Practice in a safe space first.
Exactly. And crucially, avoid long, irregular practice sessions. Practicing little and often 15 minutes a day, for instance, is far more effective than 2 long, infrequent sessions per week.
Consistency over intensity. That consistent, dedicated practice is the key. The ability to do something well fundamentally stems from having confidence in your ability to do it.
Right back to confidence.
And mastering memory techniques will undoubtedly boost your self-confidence, creating a powerful ripple effect across your life. Belief in yourself can truly be the difference between success and failure.
Like learning to drive.
It's like learning to drive. One person might want to drive a cab, another a race car, but both have to pass their basic driving test before adapting their skills to the specific requirements. The techniques are the foundation.
And practice is how you build mastery.
Exactly. So program and practice time. Learning to improve your memory through training is just like learning any other skill, physical or mental. It requires plenty of practice for the techniques to work successfully.
Steady progress.
A steady but continuous program of personal development will help you improve. Find things to memorize, like a list of names or phone numbers, and practice doing so, perhaps while you're out walking or sitting on a bus or train. Tune out distractions and just practice.
Use those downtimes.
As the philosopher Descartes famously said, it is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well.
A perfect summary. So, with that fundamental understanding of how our memory works and the mindset to truly embrace its potential, the natural next step is to explore. How do we actually leverage that knowledge? What are the core principles that underpin these memory training techniques?
That's precisely where we're going next. All effective memory training techniques fundamentally leverage how your memory naturally works.
Working with the brain, not against it.
Exactly. They're not about forcing your brain to do something unnatural. They're about making the most of its inherent capabilities, offering different ways of ordering and encoding information. You can use them alone or in combination, depending on what you're trying to learn and what feels most intuitive for you.
And at the heart of it all is organizing information for maximum efficiency. If your brain actively processes information in some way, it's far more likely to remember it accurately.
Active processing. How do we encourage that?
The way to encourage your brain to engage actively is to concentrate harder and to use your visual and other senses to reorganize the data into a more memorable format.
Like the dot example.
Precisely. Think about it. If you look at 16 random dots versus 16 dots arranged as 4 rows of 4, your brain handles the organized pattern much more easily. Organization in itself significantly increases memory retention because it reduces the cognitive load and provides structure.
Which brings us to an absolutely essential habit: improving concentration.
You can't remember what you don't pay attention to.
Exactly. Compare your recollection of a TV show you watched while doing something else simultaneously versus a show on which you concentrated fully. In the first case, your recall is likely to be far less accurate and detailed.
Multitasking is often the enemy of memory.
Complete, focused concentration is truly necessary for total recall. You can teach yourself to concentrate more effectively by actively engaging with material, perhaps by imagining that you will be asked questions later.
Like pretending you have to teach it.
Yeah, something like that. Try this. Listen to the radio intently and then answer questions set by a friend. This process of reviewing information after initial learning is also vital to improving memory because it forces your brain to retrieve and reinforce the information.
Retrieval practice, very powerful. Building on that, using your senses is incredibly powerful.
Our senses, sight and hearing mostly.
Sight and hearing are the senses most predominantly used in learning. The goal is to develop your seeing and hearing to become more acute, to notice more.
Like artists see more.
Did you know that artists see 30% more than the average person? That's because they're used to looking at things in more detail and from different perspectives.
So how do we train our senses?
To improve your senses, make a conscious effort to notice detail around you. Spend one day observing the color of people's eyes, the next day focusing on their nose types or ear shapes. Listen carefully to voices. Do they have an accent or a favorite phrase?
Be more observant deliberately.
Yes. To truly heighten all your senses, don't just focus on how something sounds and looks. Imagine what it smells, tastes, and feels like as well. A multi-sensory approach to learning is remarkably effective in improving memory, providing more neural hooks for recall.
More hooks. I like that analogy. Now, this next principle is the absolute foundation upon which all memory skills training is built, creating vivid mental images.
This is where it gets fun.
When you convert abstract information into concrete mental images, especially unusual ones, you make it far, far more memorable. Our brains are hardwired for visual information. It's how we process the world.
Pictures stick better than words sometimes.
The most unforgettable images are those that are completely out of the ordinary, that stand out. Use what we call the image creation principles to embellish your mental images, making them truly unique and unforgettable.
Okay, what are these principles?
As your eye for detail improves, you'll find it easier and easier to make your images vivid and distinct. Think about these principles. Make it weird, completely unusual, or bizarre. The more outlandish, the better.
Got it. Weird.
Make it move inanimate objects, make them do something unexpected. Make it huge, exaggerate its size, make it gigantic, filling your entire mental landscape.
Yeah.
Make it colorful, add bright, outlandish, even fluorescent colors to monotone images.
Colorful. Good.
Make it humorous.
Yeah.
Add something that makes you laugh, even if it's silly or absurd. Laughter is a powerful memory aid.
Humorous. Love it.
And make it 3D. See it tall, wide, and deep in your mind's eye, giving it real presence.
Weird move, huge, colorful, humorous, 3D. Can you give an example?
Okay, let's say you wanted to remember a beach ball. Don't just picture a regular beach ball. Instead, imagine a gigantic fluorescent pink and green beach ball bouncing through your town square,
Okay.
giggling maniacally as it squashes cars flat. My brain is already conjuring that image, and honestly, I might never forget it.
Okay, I see it. That's definitely memorable.
That's taking a simple object and applying movement, fantasy, humor, exaggeration, color in 3 dimensions to make it truly stick.
And once you have these vivid images, one of the most powerful ways to organize them is by using locations. This is the principle behind the incredibly effective journey technique.
The journey technique, how does that work?
Think about how you sometimes mentally retrace your steps when you've lost something, trying to remember where you last had it. Your brain does this naturally, leveraging its strong spatial memory.
Right. I do that.
And it's the key to this important memory training technique. The journey uses a route through a series of familiar locations, perhaps rooms in your house, landmarks in your neighborhood, or sections of your office building. A mental map.
Exactly. Into each location, you mentally place an image of one of the pieces of information you want to remember. This allows you to recall the information in a specific, ordered sequence simply by mentally walking through your chosen journey.
That sounds powerful. Is it new?
This method has deep historical roots, too. It's essentially the loci technique, developed by Simonides of Chios in 6th century BC Greece.
Wow, ancient Greece.
Which the Romans later adapted as their room technique. It's an ancient, tried-and-true method that leverages our brain's natural spatial memory in a profound way.
Amazing that it's still so relevant. Closely tied to locations is the importance of association.
Links, connections.
Your brain absolutely loves to form links between pieces of information. It's constantly building up a vast repertoire of associations. When your brain receives new information, it instantly and unconsciously searches in your long-term memory for something similar or related so that it can understand and integrate what it is.
It's automatic. This happens in an instant and isn't a conscious process. But you can make this active and deliberate. By actively creating a personal link and association, you give your memory something specific to hook onto for easier retrieval later.
So make conscious connections.
Yes. You can practice this by playing association games, perhaps on car journeys. Ask your companions what is the first thing they think of when you give them a word. This helps to speed up your brain's natural association process, a technique that directly helps to improve memory.
Train your association muscle. Ultimately, all these core principles, organizing information, improving concentration, engaging your senses, creating vivid images, using locations, and forming associations, come together for the crucial act of storing information effectively.
Making it stick.
Think of your memory like a library or an office filing system. Without a logical sorting and encoding system to organize the books or papers, neither a library nor an office could function efficiently. Memory techniques do precisely the same for your mind.
They create the filing system.
Whenever you receive new pieces of information, these techniques help you create a framework, whether it's patterns or specific locations, into which you place that information for future recollection. This gives your memory the best possible chance to process and store information in a way that facilitates the most efficient and effortless recall.
Okay, principles understood. Here's where it gets really interesting. Putting these principles into action with specific, powerful techniques.
Let's get practical.
Let's dive into some practical techniques that address common memory challenges, starting with one that trips up many people, remembering names.
Ah, yes, the bane of many social interactions.
It's incredibly important, both personally and professionally. When you remember someone's name after meeting them only once, you genuinely make them feel special, heard, and respected.
Builds instant rapport.
In a business context, being able to call clients or customers by their name builds instant rapport and creates better working relationships that can lead to real success. So how do we do it?
There's a simple, powerful way to improve your memory for names. The association technique. Perfect for long-term recall.
Okay, association technique for names. 2 steps.
Yes. Step 1. Create an image from the sound of their name. When you first hear a person's name, immediately create an image associated with its sound. Learn to trust your first associations.
Go with the first thing that pops into your head.
Exactly. These are the ones your memory will find easiest to recall. For instance, Julie might prompt an image of jewelry because the words sound similar. Bill might make you think of a dollar bill. Booth could bring up a telephone booth, and sing might make you think of a microphone for singing.
Got it.
Then what? Then observe the person's face to fix it in your mind, looking for distinctive features. Step 2. Attach that image.
Attach the sound image to the face.
After you've met the person, use those image creation principles we discussed, weird, move, huge, etc., to elaborate on the image you created for the name, then mentally attach it to the person's distinctive features.
Like the Julie example.
For Julie, imagine her wearing a mass of shining, clinking jewels. Make the image stronger by imagining them hurting your eyes with their brightness, or hearing the distinct chink of her gold chains as she walks.
How vivid.
When you meet that person again, seeing their face will prompt you to recall that vivid image, and that image will trigger their name. It creates a direct, memorable link.
That makes sense. But what about right in the moment when you're first introduced? That seems hard.
Good point. For those initial fleeting introductions where the association technique might feel a bit challenging to implement on the spot, we have the SIUG technique for short-term name recall.
SLUG. Okay, what does that stand for?
SLUG is an acronym that stands for slow down the introduction, listen to the name, use the name, and go over the name.
Okay, break it down. S.
When you're first introduced to someone, that's when the new name is most easily lost. So S, slow down the introduction, don't rush it. The more time you take, the more likely you are to catch the name and process it. L, listen to the name. This seems obvious, but it's crucial. Concentrate hard the moment the name is given to you, and consciously take it in.
U.
Use the name. It's vital to actually use the new name. If possible, aim to use it 3 times during your first meeting immediately after being introduced. Nice to meet you, name.
Okay.
Once during the conversation, and again when you say goodbye, great talking, name.
Use it or lose it. G.
Finally, G. Go over the name. This is crucial. Remind yourself of the name shortly after you part company and then again the next day. Research shows nearly 80% of new information is forgotten within 48 hours if it's not reviewed.
That review is key. Can you use both SLUG and association?
Absolutely. You can combine both the SLU technique and the association technique for maximum effect. Use SLUG during the introduction, then during or after the conversation, use the association technique to link the name to the person's features.
Like the lie example.
Take Lai, for example. She used to recognize people but couldn't recall names, which was a constant source of frustration. She decided to try these techniques. When introduced to Joe, she consciously slowed down, listened intently, used his name several times during their chat, and noticed a distinguishing feature about him, perhaps a particularly expressive eyebrow.
Okay.
After they parted, she exaggerated that feature in her mind, turning it into a dancing, singing eyebrow, and linked it with the name Joe, reviewing it later that day and the next. Months later, when she met Joe again, she was thrilled to find she remembered his name easily.
The dancing eyebrow worked.
That little mental picture brought it instantly to mind.
These techniques are fantastic for individual names, but what about remembering words, lists, or even strings of letters?
Right, different challenge. Here we turn to acronyms.
Acronyms, okay, like NASA.
Exactly. This is an age-old and highly effective method for memorizing lists. To create an acronym, you simply take the initial letter of each item in a list and arrange them to make a memorable word. For example, the 5 Great Lakes are Huron, Michigan, Superior, Ontario, and Erie.
How do you make a word from HMSOE?
If you reorder them as Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior, the initial letters create the incredibly memorable acronym HOMES.
Ah, homes.
No.
Clever. What if the order matters?
For lists where the order is crucial, you can use extended acronyms. This is where you take the initial letters of words and use them as the initial letters of words in a whole sentence.
Like the rainbow.
A popular example for remembering the colors of the rainbow in their correct order. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet is the classic Richard of York gave battle in vain.
RYGBIV. Got it. What about long lists?
If you have a particularly long list, break it down into shorter, more manageable ones and create multiple acronyms for each group. You can even sort them by color, type, or shape to make the grouping easier and more intuitive before creating the acronym.
Okay, acronyms for lists. But what about single letters, like passwords or license plates? They're hard to picture.
They are. When it comes to single letters, especially for things like complex passwords, license plates, or technical codes, they can be notoriously hard to image. This is where the phonetic letter technique comes in.
Phonetic letter technique. How does that work?
It solves the problem by using the International Phonetic Alphabet, which allocates a simple, imageable word to each letter. For instance, A is alpha, B is Bravo.
Charlie, Delta.
Exactly. K is kilo. You might image weighing scales for kilo. And W is whiskey. Imagine a bottle or a bar. The key is to create your own strong, memorable images for these phonetic words. Images you'll find easy to recall and which have some personal resonance.
So personalize the images for Alpha, Bravo, etc. Then what?
Once you have these individual letter images, you can string them together in a funny or dramatic story to remember a password or a license plate.
Give me an example.
Okay, if your password was KWAB, you could imagine a kilo scale balancing a bottle of whiskey, while an alpha male and a Bravo soldier look on in surprise. The images transform the abstract letters into something concrete and instantly memorable.
Kilo scale, whiskey, alpha male, Bravo soldier. KWAB. Okay, I can see how that works. Now we come to one of the most versatile and phenomenally powerful methods for learning lists. The journey technique.
Ah, the memory palace, essentially.
This ancient method, also known as the loci technique, developed by Simonides of Chios in 6th century BC Greece and adapted by the Romans as the room technique, works by mentally putting information you need to memorize into a familiar location.
Using spatial memory.
This essentially creates a mental retrieval map, a path your brain already knows. Since it also employs images and association, it leverages all the brain's natural memory tools to maximum effect. So how does it work in practice?
Okay, let's walk through it.
Step 1. Make a list of things to remember. Let's say you have 6 items you need to take on vacation. Sunscreen, money, a sun hat, a swimsuit, a book, and sunglasses.
Got the list. 6 items.
Step 2. Design a journey in a familiar location. Choose a place you know exceptionally well, like your home or workplace. Your route must follow a logical path from start to finish.
Like walking through your house.
Exactly. For example, starting in the entrance hall and moving through rooms in sequence. The number of stages in your journey must match the number of items you have to learn. For our 6 vacation items, you need 6 stages. Hall, living room, dining room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom.
6 stages for 6 items. Makes sense. Step 3.
Place one object into each stage of the journey. So sunscreen in the hall, money in the living room, sun hat in the dining room, and so on.
1 item per location. Step 4. This must be the image part.
Exactly. Step 4. Envision ridiculous scenarios for each room using those image creation principles.
Yeah.
Weird, move, huge, colorful, humorous, 3D. The more wacky and multisensory the scene, the better the chances of remembering it.
Okay, give me the wacky scenarios for the vacation list.
For example, in the hall, imagine the floor covered in sunscreen. You slip on it, fall over, and the empty bottle is laughing at you with a high-pitched giggle.
Oh, okay. Living room. Money.
In the living room, imagine it full of banknotes fluttering in the air like huge green butterflies, rustling as they hit your face.
Nice visual. Dining room. Sun hat.
In the dining room, the table is covered in sun hats, dancing to a rhythm, twirling around like ballerinas.
Dancing hats. Kitchen. Swimsuit.
In the kitchen, swimsuits are making themselves a gourmet meal on the stove, chattering excitedly to each other.
Okay, this is getting wonderfully absurd. I love it. My brain is already making a movie out of those images.
Right. It's about making it unforgettable. Once you've inserted the images into their locations, go through the journey in your mind without looking at what you've written. Have some fun and go through it backward.
Backwards, too. Wow.
Then, test yourself by writing the list again. You'll likely see a dramatic improvement in both recall and speed.
Can you reuse the journey?
For lists you need to recall only once or twice. You can recycle the journey after a month or so. But for long-term retention, create a new journey. The more you do it, the easier it becomes to create new journeys in new places like museums or hotels, leveraging your existing spatial memory.
Expand your mental real estate.
You can even expand the technique by putting multiple objects per stage once you're proficient. A key tip: trust your brain, create your journeys quickly, and avoid perfectionism, abstract images, or making it too complex in the beginning. Simplicity and vividness are your friends.
Great advice. Okay, so names, lists, letters. What about numbers? They seem particularly tricky.
They can be. Strings of numbers, from credit card PINs to phone numbers and statistics, are a ubiquitous part of daily life.
And improving your ability to memorize numbers significantly develops all aspects of your mental performance, as it forces your brain to create new connections. There are two main systems for helping you memorize numbers.
Two systems.
Both are fun and easy to use, and both work on the principle of converting numbers to images, which you then use to create a story. It's important to try both and then choose the one that works best for you and stick with it, as consistency builds mastery.
Okay, what's the first system?
First, the number rhyme system, which works particularly well for auditory thinkers. The first step is to change the numbers 0, 9 into images that rhyme with the number.
Rhyming images. Like what?
For instance, 0 hero, 1 nun, 2 shoe, 3 tree, 4 door, 5 beehive, 6 sticks, 7 raven or heaven, 8 gate, 9 wine.
0 hero, 1 nun. Okay, how do you use them?
For a single digit, you attach the image to the piece of information. If your friend's new house number is 3, you might imagine him up a tree, 3, swinging from branch to branch, building a house in the tree.
Tree for 3. Got it. Multiple digits.
For multiple digits, you link the images for each number in a short story, getting the order right. If your alarm code is 4583,
4 door, 5 beehive, 8 gate, 3 tree.
you'd imagine a huge creaking door opening to reveal a buzzing beehive, from which a huge rusty gate falls down, landing next to a gnarled tree, perhaps with a burglar watching the scene scratching his head.
Door, beehive, gate, tree, 4583. Okay, what's the second system?
Second, the number shapes system, which is generally preferred by visual thinkers. Here, the images you create look similar in shape to the digits.
Shapes like the numbers. Examples.
For instance, 0 baseball, 1 walking stick, 2 swan, 3 handcuffs, 4 boat sail, 5 fishhook, 6 elephant's trunk, 7 saxophone, 8 earrings, or snowman, 9 balloon.
0 baseball, 1 stick. 2 swan. Yeah, the shapes. How do you use these?
You then attach these shapes to numbers by linking them in a story in the correct order. If you're meeting someone off flight number 267,
2 swan, 6 elephant's trunk, 7 saxophone.
you might imagine a graceful swan 2 with an elephant's trunk 6 for a neck, playing the saxophone 7 in the plane's cockpit.
Swan trunk saxophone. 267. Very visual. What about really long numbers?
For long numbers, you can combine your chosen number system, rhyme or shape, with the journey technique.
Combined techniques.
Break down numbers with more than 4 digits into smaller units. For example, an 8-digit number could be broken into 2 4-digit numbers. Create a story for each unit and place them in a mini journey.
Like the doctor's number example.
If your doctor's new number is 414 555 1678, you could create 3 stories using your system, shape or rhyme, one for each part, 414 555 1678, and place them in a clinic journey. Parking lot, 414 story, waiting room 555 story, examination room 1678 story. This allows you to recall them in chronological order.
Wow. Layering the techniques.
Interestingly, a Russian named Sharashevsky, known as S, who had synesthesia, a blending of senses where numbers might have colors or tastes, had a virtually perfect memory, capable of memorizing long series of numbers even 15 years later.
That's astonishing. It truly pushes the boundaries of what we think is possible for memory. And finally, for organizing vast amounts of information, especially for brainstorming or studying, nothing beats mind maps.
Oh, mind maps, very popular.
Mind mapping is a highly visual and intuitive method of expressing information, using color, images, and keywords, all radiating from a central core.
What are they good for?
It's incredibly useful for group brainstorming, problem solving, studying for exams, efficient note-taking, and even decision-making.
And they help memory. How?
Mind mapping dramatically increases recall during and after the learning process. Why? Because the combined use of color and images provides your memory with far more hooks than plain black words printed linearly.
More visual cues.
It leverages your brain's natural visual processing. The use of single keywords reduces the amount of information you're required to remember by up to 90%.
90% reduction.
Yet these keywords powerfully trigger other related information in your brain. The radiant structure of a mind map accurately reflects the natural associative structure of the brain and how we think and learn, creating one large picture that allows for excellent memory recall.
Who came up with them?
Tony Buzan developed this concept in London in the 1970s, and it's now used by over 100 million people worldwide.
Wow. How do you make one?
To create one, you start with a central image representing your main topic, then draw thick, different colored lines for main branches, each with a single capital letter keyword. From these, smaller branches radiate with sub-branches as needed, creating a dynamic, interconnected web of information.
So we've explored the why and the how and touched on some core principles and techniques. Now, what's truly compelling is how can we truly apply these techniques in our everyday lives, turning them from interesting ideas into practical, transformative tools?
That's the key, isn't it? Bridging the gap from learning the techniques to actually integrating them into your daily routine. The ability to accurately memorize pieces of information that you need on a regular basis is incredibly valuable.
Makes life easier.
Having such crucial information at your fingertips not only increases your confidence and efficiency, but it literally saves you time and mental energy every single day.
Let's start with day-to-day applications. Pins and passwords are a classic struggle for many.
Definitely, so many to remember.
Make them memorable by using familiar dates or words numbers that are already related in your memory. You can combine images from your number system with images of the password or PIN and the place you access it, like an ATM.
Link the number image to the location image.
Exactly. For strings of letters, use the phonetic letter technique we discussed. In all cases, create a short, memorable story linking the images.
Okay, what about daily tasks? Like a to-do list.
For your daily tasks, a mental notebook is incredibly useful and takes up no space in your pocket. You can plan ahead 4 or 5 days using the journey technique.
The journey technique again.
Designing separate journeys for each day. Create vivid mental images for each task and insert them into the journey for that specific day.
What about timings?
If a task has a particular time, use your preferred number system to add a number image. Start filling in your notebook 2 or 3 days ahead to fix it in your memory, and review the tasks regularly. Going through the journey in your head 3 times a day ensures nothing is left out.
A mental to-do list, always with you. And think about remembering dates, like anniversaries or birthdays. These are so important, but so often forgotten.
Huge relationship points for remembering those.
Your chosen number system simplifies this. For April 19th, use the images for 0419 from your number system. Example, hero door none wine, if using rhyme.
Okay. What about the year?
To add a year, like 1966, you can use the technique for long numbers, breaking it into smaller units and creating a little story. For comprehensive mental planner, use the journey technique.
A mental planner for the whole month.
For a 3-month planner, create 3 journeys, 1 for each month with 1 stage per day. Make definite breaks at stages 10 and 20 for easier navigation.
30 stages per month, roughly.
For each entry, create an image, perhaps a dentist, drilling his chair for the 18th if you have an appointment, and insert it. Add times with your number system. This setup improves efficiency and reliability.
Like Ingram's story.
Take Ingram, for example. He was notorious for missing appointments and frequently forgot his physical PDA. By creating a mental planner, he now literally has all his dates inside his head. checking it every morning. Clients and colleagues have noticed the significant improvement in his time management and reputation.
Just by using his memory better. Amazing. And what about public speaking? That terrifies so many people.
It's a daunting prospect for many, often listed as one of people's greatest fears. But memorizing the key points of your speech or presentation allows you to deliver it in a natural, engaging manner.
Rather than reading rigidly from notes.
Exactly. This allows you to connect with your audience. One of the best ways to plan a speech is to mind map it.
Mind map the speech structure.
This method helps you identify keywords and then add all related points, leading to a more natural conversational delivery than a word-for-word script. If you prefer to write it out, ensure you use clear headings to pick out key points for easy recall.
Okay, planning done. How to memorize it.
To memorize the speech, use the journey technique. For a 20-minute speech, choose 20 key words, one for each minute, and create a 20-stage journey.
One keyword per stage.
Create a vivid image for each keyword and place one at each stage of your chosen journey. If you have statistics or complex numbers, add them with your number system images. Then, practice the speech to time your delivery, walking through your mental journey.
So you recall the images, not the exact word.
Exactly. This approach ensures your speech sounds fresh each time because you're recalling concepts and images, not just rote words. And for learning lines for plays, poems, or quotes, where you need to be word perfect.
Check for actors.
Use the journey technique for the main points to keep you on track, then repetition for word perfect recall. Create strong, unusual images for any particularly hard-to-memorize areas or specific phrases.
It's a combination approach.
As Mark Twain quipped, it usually takes more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. The preparation is always key.
Indeed. That opens up so many possibilities. Beyond speaking, memory training techniques can be applied to a wide range of skills. Take reading, for instance.
Improving reading retention.
Most of us don't read as efficiently as we could and don't retain as much. One powerful way to speed up your reading and make material more memorable is to convert the book or article into a mind map.
Mind map what you read.
This means reading analytically, questioning the order and hierarchy of information, organizing it mentally, and then mapping it out. It's also important to remember that plain black text on a white background is inherently less memorable than using colors and images.
Which mind maps use.
Exactly, which is how your brain naturally works, so lean into those visual aids.
What about physical skills, like sports?
In sports, memory skills can accelerate learning new techniques. Break down a complex action like a tennis stroke or a golf swing into key points, and create a vivid, perhaps humorous image for each. For a still head in a tennis serve, imagine wearing a neck brace made of tennis rackets. For a straight arm in a golf swing, imagine a splint made of golf clubs.
External coaching cues. Visualize.
Store these images in a gym-based journey. When you play, these images will flash through your mind, reinforcing the correct technique without conscious effort.
That's fascinating. And this extends to more complex cognitive activities too, like cards or chess.
Absolutely. For card skills, memorize cards by creating images for numbers 1-10 and specific images for picture cards and suits, then combine them. The 3 of clubs might be handcuffs swinging a golf club.
3 handcuffs, clubs, golf club.
Okay, to memorize an entire pack's order for card games, you could use a 52-stage journey. Even chess benefits. To learn standard notation, use the journey, phonetic letter, and number systems.
Wow, multiple systems for chess moves.
Create mental images for moves, insert them into a journey, a 50-stage journey for an opening, for instance, and mentally color the images black or white for piece color.
That's some serious mental gymnastics. And learning languages, big application there.
And for learning languages, the method for building vocabulary is based on the association technique, much like remembering names. Create a strong image from the foreign word's sound.
The sound-alike image.
And instantly attach it to its meaning in your own language. For German, Die Zeitung, newspaper, you might imagine someone named Simon Sai with his tongue hanging out, reading a newspaper at a newsstand.
Simon Tongue newspaper. Zeitung. Clever. What about grammar, like gender?
To tackle gender in languages, add another dimension to your mental images by coloring them according to gender, perhaps blue for masculine, red for feminine. Stick to your chosen colors. This provides another mental hook and reinforcement.
Adding layers to the images.
As Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination encircles the world, and that imagination actively harnessed is your greatest tool for memory.
That truly opens up so many possibilities for learning. And for many of you, our listener, the ultimate application is exam success. Memory plays an incredibly important role in academic performance.
Definitely. Good memory helps with exams.
And improved memory not only significantly enhances your chances of doing well in exams, it gets your brain into good habits. The more effectively you learn, the more efficiently your memory works. Are there specific study aids that work well?
There are specific memory aids for studying. For auditory learners, about 30% of people, recording information and playing it back is highly effective. Perhaps during a car journey or before sleep, letting your subconscious mind process it.
Listening back. What else?
Flashcards with questions on one side and answers on the other are excellent. Use them with others, and importantly, change the order of the cards frequently
Shuffle them.
to improve recall when questions are mixed up in exams rather than relying on sequence.
Good point. What about huge amounts of information, like a whole textbook chapter?
When it comes to memorizing large amounts of information, the key is to reduce it to manageable amounts. Mind mapping excels at this,
Mind maps for studying.
using keywords and logical organization to make links apparent. You only need to recall the keywords from your mind map. The rest of the information will automatically follow. This method can reduce the mass of information by up to 90% while maintaining an excellent understanding of the subject matter, because you're connecting ideas, not just isolated facts.
Connecting is key. And for sets of facts like history or science.
For memorizing sets of facts like historical events or the planets, use the journey technique. For the 9 planets, yes, including Pluto, for memory's sake, create a unique image for each, a glowing thermometer for Mercury, an Earth digger for Earth, then use a 9-stage journey, perhaps on an imaginary spaceship. At each stage, you can add further details about atmosphere, surface, or temperature by linking new images to your primary one.
Building layers of information on the journey.
As Confucius wisely stated, learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Your memory techniques ensure you're learning with deep thought and active engagement.
This raises an important question, though. How do we ensure this isn't just a fleeting improvement, a temporary boost, but a lifelong skill that genuinely sticks with us?
Sustainability. The long game. That's the crucial next step.
Maintaining retention and recall is absolutely essential to combat that natural information loss our brains experience, ensuring your efforts lead to lasting results.
Precisely. The problem is that up to 80% of all new information learned is lost within 24 hours if it's not reviewed.
80% in a day. Wow. Why?
Your brain is playing with new information in that first day, connecting it with existing data, making it relatively easy to recall. But once that initial processing is done, recall drops quickly.
So what's the solution? Review constantly.
The solution is a strategic recall pattern, spaced repetition.
Okay, what's the pattern?
Review the information 1 hour after initial learning, before recall drops below 80%. Then review it again 1 day later. This often keeps recall at around 40% for the next stage.
Hour 1, day 1. Then
follow that with a review 1 week later, then 1 month later, 3 months later, and finally every 6 months afterward.
1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months.
This disciplined review pattern dramatically reduces the total number of reviews needed and commits the information firmly to long-term memory. It's about smart, spaced repetition.
That's much more manageable than constant review, and this cycle builds on itself.
Absolutely. Maintaining high recall builds immense confidence in your memory, which in turn encourages you to continue your learning path. As these memory techniques become a natural part of your life, they become a habit rather than a chore.
It becomes second nature.
You'll find yourself instinctively using quiet times for review or new learning, fitting it seamlessly into your day. As your proficiency grows, you'll naturally want to take on new challenges and update your personal action plan to reflect those higher goals. It becomes a virtuous cycle of continuous improvement.
And remember, your memory doesn't exist in a vacuum. Various memory aids can actively supplement your training, acting as external backups.
Right. Don't throw away your lists entirely.
Written lists, for instance, are fantastic aids for memory, helping organize your life and reduce anxiety. Think of a permanent vacation packing list. You don't have to recreate it every time, but they must be kept up to date.
What else?
Recording things on paper, like in address books, planners, or personal organizers, is great for shared information, birthdays, and meetings. An efficient home filing system, alphabetical by date by theme, can act as a reminder for bills or car servicing, with regular review of pending files.
Good organization supports memory.
For meetings, taking your own notes, or even using a small tape recorder with permission helps keep records.
And sharing information.
Sharing information is also key. Wall-mounted boards in the office for schedules and tasks, notes on the fridge, or family calendars at home help keep everyone organized and informed. This even teaches responsibility to children by involving them.
Shared memory systems and technology.
And of course, electronic organizers like computers and PDAs are excellent for storing lists, calendars, and reminders. They offer portability and easy information transfer, but always remember to back up your files.
Backup is crucial.
Digital reminders, like software alerts or on-screen stickies, are useful because, unlike paper ones, they don't come unstuck. Tell yourself, I have plenty of resources that I can rely on to remind me of appointments, and use them.
Use all the tools available. Finally and critically, keep your memory active. Exercise the brain.
Use it or lose it, right?
Exercising your brain and keeping your memory engaged increases its strength as you age. It truly enables you to learn new skills later in life that you might never have considered possible, like a new language or a musical instrument.
So keep learning new things.
Challenge yourself with mental arithmetic. Add up grocery costs in your head or split restaurant bills. This keeps your short-term memory agile and ready for action.
Little mental workouts.
Crosswords and word games are excellent for mental effort, pushing you to recall less used words and improving your articulation. Try a foreign language newspaper for an extra stretch.
Puzzles and games help.
And always keep your interests alive. Apply your new memory skills to hobbies. Join a chess club, a bridge club, or learn a new craft. Keep up with new technologies like the internet for research or email for sharing interests. Constant learning through varied reading keeps your memory active, drip-feeding it new information to assimilate.
Like the Richard example.
Richard, for example, was concerned about slowing down mentally as he approached retirement. He started by buying a daily newspaper, researched topics of interest online, did crosswords, and joined a reading group. This not only broadened his interests, but significantly kept his mind active and sharp, demonstrating the power of continuous engagement.
Stay curious, stay active.
So, armed with this deeper understanding of your own mental potential, the question is, what next?
We've journeyed through understanding the intricate inner workings of your memory, equipped you with practical, powerful techniques, and explored how to cultivate a supportive mindset.
It's been quite a tour.
This deep dive has shown you that memory isn't just a gift some people have and others don't. It's a skill, a muscle you can train and develop, a fundamental aspect of your cognitive abilities that you can profoundly influence.
And the core message we hope you take away is this. Your memory's potential is truly vast. It is absolutely trainable, and its improvement directly impacts your confidence, your efficiency, your creativity, and ultimately your overall quality of life.
It really touches everything.
The journey of memory improvement is continuous, and it is profoundly rewarding.
So here's a final thought for you, our listener. Consider one piece of information you usually struggle to remember in your daily life, maybe a new password, a colleague's name, or a recurring date you always seem to forget.
Pick just one thing to start.
What single technique from today's deep dive will you try first to commit it to memory and truly make it stick? We encourage you to share your newfound insights and apply these powerful tools.
Give it a go.
If you found this deep dive valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us bring more in-depth knowledge directly to you.